have their own computer. I had a student, she came to me with a computer. Mr. Coombs, she lives with her grandmother. My grandmother bought me this because I got good grades, but she doesn't know how to use it. Can you help me? We sat down during recess and I showed her some things on how to use her laptop. Kids know how to use this stuff better than some of us. They know how to get around password protection. They know how to get around sites being blocked. The last job I worked at before here, I taught biology and anatomy to high school students. And some of the anatomy terms that websites have, educational websites, were blocked by the filter. And I had looked at these sites at home, creating lesson plans for the week. I didn't think to run it through the filter at school. We got to the computer lab and it's blocked. Mr. Coombs, it's blocked, it's blocked, it's blocked. Well, you guys know how to get around the block. I don't want to know. Just get to the website because this is our lesson for today. Boom, it happened. They know how to get there. Kids can go anywhere in the world on the computer through the World Wide Web. They can see anything on the World Wide Web. Things we may not want them to see, things they might not be mature enough to see, things even if you're mature enough you don't need to see. They can get there. There was an article in the USA Today that was just published a few months ago. Young people spend 53 hours a week plugged in some form of computers. 53 hours a week. 7 hours and 38 minutes on average. Those of you who have teenagers or have 20-somethings might know this. What's the first thing that they reach for in the morning? I'm guilty of it. They reach for their phone. Text message their friends, find out what happened last night, what was going on. And what are they doing then? They're on the computer trying to finish up a report that they should have done last night that's due this morning. And what else is going on? Well, they got the TV going on. They got the earbud in. They are good at multitasking, but what are they hearing? They're hearing voices. And are these the voices that we want them to be hearing? They understand technology very, very well. Advertising. When you look at these pictures, what are they selling? It takes a couple seconds to realize that it's perfume. It's perfume. Kids are being bombarded. These ads are saying this lifestyle is okay. If you buy this perfume, you can be part of this lifestyle. Any of you walk through just about any mall, you'll know that Victoria ran out of secrets a long time ago. But what is that telling them? It's telling them it's okay. It's okay. And of course, they have friends. We all want our children to have positive influences. Friends are a big influence one way or another. These are the voices that our children are hearing. Generation Me. That's what they're calling this generation right now. We live in this generation. Do you know why they call it Generation Me? Because it's about me. The only time it's about you, if there's something you can do to service my need, Generation Me. Other than that, I have no use for you. And that is the world that they're growing up in today. Generation Me. There's a book that was put out recently called Generation Me. Caption at the bottom, why today's young Americans are more confident, assertive, entitled, yet they are the most miserable than ever before. In this study, they looked through 6 generations. More than 1.5 million people to find out why these children are so miserable, why our youth are miserable. Dr. Twinch, the author, says, today's young people speak the language of self as their native tongue. The individual has always come first, and feeling good about yourself is the primary virtue. I had a student in my office that was upset because there was an adult that told them that their musical preference, some of the people that they liked, weren't the best people probably to be listening to or influenced by. And you know what? That upset the student. That upset the student that things I like, you're calling bad. I don't know about you, but if somebody doesn't like my taste in music, my taste in cars, my taste in clothing, okay. That's fine. We can agree on other things. We can show up to church together. We can read the Bible together. We can sit down. If you don't want to listen to country or Christian or whatever your taste may be, okay. This student was upset. They're not self-absorbed. What are they? They're self-important. It's about me. She goes on to say, society, the society that molds you when you are young, stays with you for the rest of your life. Think about the culture, society you were growing up with. Have aspects of that stuck with you today? And if they're calling this generation me, and if these are the characteristics of generation me, what does this say about how our children will grow up? We have to raise our children, because if we don't intervene, generation me will do it for us. Generation me is always about me. That's the devil's lie. If you look at the golden rule, it's a little bit different, isn't it? Love your God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, and love your neighbor as yourself. What does generation me say? You're good for me when I need something. But if I need something to make me happy, that's not. But we look at what the Bible has to say, it's backwards. This is the challenge that our children, that our youth are facing. Which truth will I believe? Will I believe what the computer's telling me, what I see there, the music, the ads that I see? Or am I hearing the truth from the Bible? Ellen White says, Satan will work with all his masterly power to separate the soul from God. We hear different voices sounding from every quarter, that our attention shall be taken from its true source at this time. The end is near. Think of all the illustrations I put up here this afternoon, that our children have access to, that Ellen White didn't have access to in her day. The end is near. The devil is sweeping together everybody that he can. At this moment, he's taking half of our youth. If that's not disturbing to you, I don't know what is. He is looking for ways to reach out, avenues to reach out. The battle between good and evil is raging, and it's coming to a conclusion soon. The devil is clear about his outcome. We are clear about his outcome. If you haven't read the book from beginning to end, you've got some good news coming.